Hello guys and girls, and welcome to this video. It's July 2020 and that means all velomobile races had been suspended up till today. This is the first velomobile race in Belgium I will participating in today in Beveren, in the Flanders region. And as for many of you, also my plans for 2020 have completely gone down the drain. So the original plan was, and also for this channel, is to rent a Milan SL for 6 months, race it in the Belgian races, and take it to the World Championships in Amsterdam. But, of course, as you all know, these races have been cancelled. I returned the Milan after a month or so because there was nothing in future to be seen. And so no World Championships today. That means for next year I will try to do the same thing, take a Milan SL or something very similar to the World Championships in Amsterdam. What am I doing today? Well, the guys at Fietser.be, which is the velomobile dealership in Ghent, it's getting quite windy here, they have provided me with a WAW. I have the racing hood right here, and today I'm gonna race it. I'm gonna race a 3-wheeled velomobile, a WAW, on a track for the very first time. And you'll see in this video how it goes. I'm pretty curious myself, but bear in mind, I have literally no experience with 3-wheeled velomobiles, right? And it's a track which is very flat. So you're constantly lifting a wheel, you're taking your velomobile to the extreme, so I'm a little bit frightened. We'll see how it goes. Now, before we set off, I might want to tell you something about my race history. If you don't know, I used to own a Streamliner, but it might come as a surprise for many of you, but I've sold it. It was pretty good, it was pretty fast, but I've never won a race with it, and was kind of made for speed and speed only. And that just takes a little bit of the fun out of racing, because you can't really train with it because it's two-wheeled. It's pretty hard. You have to take the landing platform everywhere. So anyway, that leaves me in my possession only with my trusty Quattro Velo 70, and of course my racing bikes, which I'm gonna race again in average criterion races in August. But that means that the rest of my garage is fairly empty. There's room for a velomobile. So that's the reason why I'm trying out the WAW. Maybe that's the one to go for. For those wondering why I don't race my Quattro Velo here, is because it's just a little bit too slow. I tried it once, but if you have a velomobile that's 34 kilograms and is 4-wheeled, it just doesn't cut the chase. You can't win with it. My best results so far have been with Streamliner, particularly on the track I'm racing today, and I came in second that time. I raced a 2-day race in Meppen in Germany. I did the World Championships last year in France. And I did quite a few races in Belgium and one in Cologne. But I've never won. Maybe the WAW is my ticket to get to first place. And if it's not, which I would understand perfectly because I'm not used to the WAW, well, maybe I can come in second. That will be the same result as last time. That would be great. So one of the benefits of the WAW velomobile is right now I cannot fit it into my van, but I've undone the bolts for the very first time here. And if I remove this part, you'll see that it's pretty easy to remove the front. And that way it will fit in my van. So don't get me wrong, I mean, the Quattro Velo is an absolute great commuter. It's very well built. But you just need 3 wheels or 2 wheels to participate in these races and to, go for a podium. And I'm wondering about this WAW. For example, one of the downsides of racing this WAW is that you cannot remove the rear view mirrors, which cause a lot of aerodynamic drag because you can't remove them because there are lights inside of there. It has better ground clearance than, for example, the Milan SL.
so it's easier to train with it. The Milan itself, personally, I think it's terrible in everyday Belgian roads, but it's a great racing machine. Also particular about the WAW is that you can remove the tail and the front, which makes it feel completely different. On the one hand, it's very flimsy up front and in the back, which is weird. It's not a monocoque structure. On the other hand, it's great if you crash something, you can repair it, or if you're putting it in your van like I'm doing right now, you can just remove the parts that you need. I'm wondering how fast it will be. For example, it has no footholes, which should make it faster. It's a little bit wider than the DF, and especially on this course in which there's a lot of cornering, it will be very interesting to see, because the guys at Fietser, they tell me that the point of gravity is about the same height as the DF, but it's a little bit wider in wheelbase, so that means a little bit bigger frontal area, but also a little bit more stable in corners. So I'm really curious to see how it will go. So we're here at the racetrack in Beveren. For those who are interested, I'll give you some technical details. So I'm riding a carbon WAW. The tires are Schwalbe Pro 1 tubeless, which is the first time I'm riding tubeless. I'm putting more pressure on the right hand side because it's a continuous left hand turn. About 5.5 bars at the back and on the left hand side, and 7.5 at the right hand side. I'm riding 165mm cranks. The front chainring is a 56 tooth. I also have a 33, but that would not be necessary because you see how flat this is. It's basically a track surrounding a football field, and the main challenge will be, look at how flat that is. That is not steep at all. So that means if you go into that corner at great speeds, you will find it very difficult not to lift the wheel. So that will be my challenge, to keep up my speed but also keep my wheels on the ground. So here we go. These are the results. I came in third. So this race is over. I'm pretty glad I participated. I'm glad I didn't have a mechanical or anything. I had the opportunity to defend my chances in a fair way, but I came in third, which is a little bit disappointing. I was hoping for a second, but that DF was just too fast for me. So anyway, I like the experience, I like the setup. It was a very fun day, and now I'm gonna get some rest. Bye.